Hi and welcome to another video of Dad's RC Hangar. My name's Chris and we are bringing you a video on this it's a Saturday. Yes, it's a Saturday feeling, come on! Alrighty, welcome back. Now you're probably wondering, has Chris got a new chain? Is he part of like the hipsters or what? No, it's my FPV goggles. Kindly sold to me for extra cheap, pull from our flying club, or the Hero. Yeah, we are continuing with the ZOHD. Now you're going to say, why is he making a Saturday movie and not a Friday feeling? Because we do love that Friday feeling. Everybody loves that Friday feeling. But a Saturday's feeling's good as well, because the lockdown's coming down a bit now and you can start getting flying in that field. So that Saturday feeling is like, beautiful. And who does not love a full day flying, coming home, chilling out, opening a tinny and watching some random stuff, or, you know, discharging your batteries and just being in the hangar. Anyway, I'm happy because I've finally got the ZOHD to work with INAV. I would have had a video yesterday, which would have been Friday, which would have been that Friday feeling video. But the trouble is, I forgot to add a switch on the INAV called arm. Yes. You need to arm to make the throttle work. And of course, me being a total noob didn't think about that. So I was just strolling through it, as we'll see in a minute, and think, oh, arm. Yeah, I remember hearing about that in FPV. You need to arm it. So I added that. So we'll have a look at that. Anyway, this is hanging around my neck just because I was actually looking through it. Now I find it hard to try and focus into one screen with these. I think it's because my I need little inserts. I mean, it's clear as day. It's just I find it hard to, you know, to have one screen. It's kind of, you know, you blink and you're okay. Maybe it's the thing about Pet Shock. I don't know. Really annoying. I don't know how I'm going to show you the image either. The camera's working. I can see it in here, the Foxair camera, but it's hard to edit and do the bits and pieces I want to do. So I'm going to need to get a little screen or a 5.8 receiver that's got like an HDMI out, so we can go into an HDMI screen. So there will be another video, another ZOHD video. Come on. Well, we're going to have another one when we fly the thing. I nearly beeped then. You know, I'm going to get out flying. I really have. But that will come. I'm cool. Even if it's snowing and can't get out of winter, I will be flying aeroplanes this year. I was thinking about being a bit naughty and throwing it in the air where I am at home and flying around and then bomb dive landing or something. But yeah, no, let's not be silly. You know, I'll get in trouble. You're not allowed to do that. You've got to put your pilot operator or pilot ID or something on the side and all sorts, which we will have to do. But for now, I just thought I'd just what should we do first? I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm just going to show you putting the last wing on, how simple it still is. It's a bit of a pain to put it on, and especially with chubby fingers, but we'll do that. And then what I'll do is that I haven't got a GoPro yet, so I'm going to use my iPhone just to do a nice little walkthrough, because this camera, although it's great, it's, you know, it's not good for a walkthrough, as to say. But yeah, so let's just move the camera, get this off because this is getting rather hot, and we'll stick the wing on, and you'll see everything that's been happening. Hold it right there. Okay, so what are you looking at? You are looking at the ZOHD that is finally wired together, built and working. Now I've left one wing off just to show you the wing how to put the wing on. Now I'll have a look. You could just have a glimpse. I will do like a little run iPhone or run cam through, and we'll add that in a second, just so you can see what I'm doing. Now I did use some tape to cover the receiver. I had to change a few things, which we'll also go through in a minute. Bit of blend 'em. We like to blend 'em. Oh yes. And look at this blend 'em. Have you seen the blend 'em? It's huge. I love it. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Love blend 'em. in the good sense. It's normally used like when you hurt yourself. Right, so we've got a carbon rod that we're going to stick in. So let me just push that in there. It fits nicely and snug as a bug in a rug. So we got a little hole here. In fact, I will open that actually just to make sure that I'm not hitting any cables. Now I did make sure that everything was out the way, which it is. So I'm pushing it through into the other wing. Maybe it'd be a good idea to centre it. In fact, let's take that out. It is tight. Let's take this out. Let's do this professionally, shall we? And professionally meaning I'm going to get my professional tape and just measure this so we can get a centre point. Now I'm going to measure it in old money, or new money should I say. Old money is just over 25 inches, 25 and an eighth. So we are 640 millimeters, so that's 64 centimeters. So we need 32. So if I just get here and just mark it sort of like there, that should be in the middle. So let's just double check that. We're not cutting it, thank God. 32 there, because like me and my measurements, we just don't get along. 32 there. Okay, brilliant. Right, let's put that screwdriver back before somebody gets hurt, mainly me. Let's stick it in there, and right, I've got a centre point there. Mind the cable, so we're going to stick it all the way in, get a bit brave, get a centre point, and that is the centre of the ZOHD. So we know that you know, it's not going to go out the other side of the wing. Let's get our other wing and we'll push it across. There's a nice little, it does go together nicely. I mean, look at that. Now inside, as I said before, it's going to be a bit of a pain, but honestly, if I just start, in fact, could I do it with my finger? Yeah. If I just start it off, and then you use the, well I do it, use the end of the pliers and just, you know, push it down. It is a bit long-winded. It's going to be a bit of a pain if you're going to, it'd be better to do it with a screwdriver. If you're going to keep taking the wings on and off, especially if you're one of these people that, you know, has got a backpack on, no, that's not going to do it, on a bicycle, and yeah. Right, so we're turning this now, obviously because you're doing it with the pliers, you know, the resistance is not going to be felt as much, but you can still put, if you do, you know, touch it lightly, you can put its tightening. You know, I don't want to go tighten too much, but it shouldn't go that way. That's pretty tight, I think. I mean, that's, you know, I mean, I don't know where the washing point is on here, but I know we're way off of it. I've got the battery in here now. I have got a big battery. It is a 4-cell 3000 milliamp. So I haven't looked at where the CG is, but I mean, I think the battery needs to go a bit further back. There you go. CG'd all but. That's not bad. I'm not too worried about that because I will get the CG, and then you've got these little markings that you'll see in the extreme close-up of the actual unit. So that's as easy as that, and obviously the winglets, you know, underneath it's just a twist and they come off. Simple as that. There's a little twist you've seen on the unboxing, so then, you know, I can keep them off, so I'm not going to bash it. It's a rather flat surface to hang up in the hanger. I have got a few things to do still on the INAV to get things correct and how I want them, but that's all part of the actual process. And also I've got a little box of tricks somewhere around here. Just keep on talking amongst yourselves. I have, in fact it's not in there, it's in the box, but I've got that's a different one, it's in the big box over there that I didn't get out, but I've got, it's a buzzer and a couple of LEDs that flash. I want to stick this in here as well. It's just another couple of pins on here, and Bob's your uncle. And Fanny is your aunt, if you didn't know that. Right, so let's stop there and let me get a bit of iPhone footage so you can see everything close up. So let's hop over to the iPhone. Okay, so this is going on my iPhone. So obviously we've got the motor at the back, which we didn't have to do. Let me grab a screwdriver. So I'm sorry if this is going to if it's a bit wobbly. You know, it's a bit you might feel a bit queasy. So here we've got our flight board. You can see that is on there. That is where the receiver goes into. Now I will bring. In fact, we'll do that afterwards. I think the paperwork. But this is all the connections that's gone into. There's not a lot. I put the screws in, so I made a thread in the wood below, and then used my little hex nut screws, bolts should I say, that holds that down so it can come out nice and easy when I want it to. Everything went in nice. As I say, this is not the best cable. It is rather thick from the camera, but it works. One thing to point out as well is that if you're doing one of these, you've got the two cables that come out. You know, you can have, like on this one, you've got the elevators, ailerons, or ailerons, and you've also got a spare one, which obviously on this side we've used the the receiver. Tone them out first so you know which one is at the bottom, which one is at the top. I did do that myself. Obviously it's off camera, but that's, you know, good tip, because you'll put them all together and you think, oh crappers, which one's which. So I did put a bit of tape on them so that you can't see that one. If I spin that round, you might be able to see that one that says FR Sky that's about to fall off. Pretty crappy tape. I don't know why, it just doesn't like sticking to itself. Sorry, I forget you're on the iPhone, I'm throwing you rubbish. So we've got the Tramp AV video transmitter. The only cable I didn't use was the audio cable, but there she is sitting in her glory, and a teeny weeny little aerial, big at heart. So yep, so that's all plugged in, and then that all fits in there nicely. There's a GPS module, which I'm glad to say is working. There's our battery bay. This has got an XD90 on this battery. I'm just using this battery actually. I've got it out for a video that I need to do, because I've got Mr. RC Sound to test out on one of our planes. So that's fully charged basically. And then we're going up to our camera zone, and there she is now. I did have to cut a bit out the lid to make sure that it fits in there properly, because I added that cable tie. I'm not sure about this camera, how I'm going to get my orange run cam in there. I don't think I am. Yeah, so that'll probably be blocked up, and the run cam. You can use another camera, you can use up to 2 cameras. I think it's the 405 board, you can't, it's just the 1 camera. I need to check, I think it is 2 cameras. But I know that if you are going to buy this flight board, buy the next one up, which is this is the 405 chip. The next one I think is 7 something chip, which is the board up from this. I did resolder after TAS AV, TAS FPV, sorry mate, turned around to me, they looked a bit close, Chris, and could have, you know, devastation. But I fired this all up and there was no smoke, which was absolutely brilliant. So that is basically, yeah, a little walkthrough for you. So, and the hatch obviously let's just put this hatch in, that fits down. Oh, there was another cable there as well, which was from the camera, which was another power feed, which we'll look at in a second. So yeah, so that all fits in there, sits down nicely, and then you've got the 2 screws that we'll put in at a later date. Now, while I've got the iPhone, which makes it a bit easier to use, what I found on here is that originally I just used the 3 cables, which was the minus plus. Sorry, this is the RX6R that's in the machine, and minus plus, and it's not the S port, is it? It's the funky port. I can't remember the name of it now. There is a name. Does it say in there? Can you read it, anybody? It's Sports Port or something. I can't remember what it's called now. Is it on there? No. I'm gonna flash it up anyway because I can't remember what it's called. But it didn't work. It didn't work for some reason. So basically, what I used was the minus, plus, and S bus out, and brilliant contact. So let's head back to the camera. Okay, so another random video image that you're watching. Just see if I can just push that. Let's see if I can put this wing back up. I've got to get myself a GoPro or something because you know, I need to have good pictures. So let's plug in. Before we power the battery up, let's just plug in the wing, the board. Which you can do, and there you go, and we'll come over to the computer. Okay, so on the computer, as you see, we'll press connect and it connects straight away. If you move about, you can see that it does itself, it adjusts itself and everything else. Now, sorry, yeah, moving about. The GPS now, what's happening with the GPS, it might be looking for satellites. I have had the GPS working, or it might be that I just need the battery in in fact I need the battery in. The GPS won't work with the battery. Let's plug the battery in. Okay, let's shoot back over to the screen, and in fact, let's tip the radio is on. Let's just plug the battery in. I haven't got the prop on, just in case. So let's whack that battery in. Yes, so you need the battery on for the GPS to be on. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see there, but there's a little red light on there. And if we come back to the PC screen, you'll see now I've got a blue GPS. Now you go into GPS, it does work. I don't really want to press that because you'll know exactly where I live. Not that any of you guys and girls would be a problem, but yeah, you know. So navigation is safe. I've got to look into that. That's something else that I need to look in before I come back and see you lovely people. So outputs, I haven't changed that at all. This is still the same. As I say, you can have the motor here. So if you listen. There's the motor, there she is kicking off. So it's good to make sure that it's a test, basically. Presets, remember we done the other preset for the in fact, what did we do for a preset in case you didn't look at the movie? It was this one, Mini Drake. Could have done the ZOHD Dart 250 grams. Someone said to me the other day when I was just chatting about FPV, they said, well, you could have used that. But to be honest, we're going to be messing about with it ourselves, and then, you know, once we do get it in the air, I'll probably ask one of the superior FPV guys at our club to take it up in the air and play about. You have got a tuning switch that you can flip, which I will show you. But this was the actual setup I've done. There's my GPS that I added, and this all was happy. Configuration, what did I add on here? Did I do anything? I think the only thing I did on the configuration was turn on the GPS. That was off, and I also what did I also do? I done something, permanently enable launch mode for fixed wing. I also added that as well, but I didn't add anything else. Failsafe, as you know, I've done return to home. The advanced tuning and PID tuning I haven't touched. I've left that as the standard preset. Well, it should be the same as the ZOHD XL, so we'll see that. Now the receiver, if I bring my receiver over, in fact, shall I bring that in shot? You don't need that in shot, we're looking at the computer. But if I need to sort this. It's not lost, it's because I got too close. Okay, don't get too close. At the moment I've got the cut, but if I do that, it will Yeah, I should know. There you go. Sorry. For some reason, I have to do the elevators to get the throttle to work. Yeah, speak your words out, Chris. God's sake. Right. Okay. So it is work. What I had to add is on modes. I had to have an arming switch. This is what I was missing. So if I basically use the cut. So if I show you, let's see if we can see it on. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. Let me just see if I can get it in camera shot. We'll give that a go. Okay, let's just. No, I'm not going to give it a go. You won't be able to see it on the camera, maybe. But so let's just stop that. I got the camera going on the other side as well. Yes, because I'm getting too close. Thank you. But the safety switch that you normally have on your radio, I've used the same one as arming. So you could do it differently, but this is pretty simple. So when the up position of the two, this is 2-position switch, it says it's there. Now the blue here, which you can move about, is where you want the soft spot or the hot spot. So when I arm it, you can see that's the position of the sexual switch. I don't know what that's coming up for. What's that? Oh, motor arming. Okay. Now I did notice that it doesn't arm straight away. What I have to do is I have to move the elevators, and then it works. So I'm not sure. There's lots about this I need to find out. But let's turn that off. It hasn't got a prop, but it doesn't matter. But you can add lots and lots of these. Got to go through lots of them. I think I did see a couple that looked good to add. Right here, auto tune and servo auto trim. Now you do need your servos to be dead center. As normally, I put them on the servo tester, got it dead center as I could do, and then that will true flight, and then this will, you once again, you add your switches. So your channels, so on here, your channels are your normal ones for your throttle, elevator, and everything else. I think I did change it. Was it on ports? No, it'd been on receiver. I did change this to here. You could change this to different ones. So that's throttle, ailerons, elevator, and rudder. So you could change it to different ones. It's just, I think that. That's that one. I think default's the other way around. Yeah, ATR. So it's up to you what you want, however you want to change it. But I just change it as that. Just don't save, and that's fine. But as you can see, channel 5, I've added in the radio to switch, which is there. So you can see all your switches going and everything else, and then you basically in your modes you can add whatever number channel you want. So I know for a fact that I haven't turned my phone off again. Keep blibbing. So if I wanted to, so let's turn assist. Let's put that on channel. In fact, let's just go before I do that. Let's go back to receiver, and I think my SA is channel 7. So okay. So then what we can do is let's. I don't know. I'm not sure if you do. You can use both, but I'm sure you can. So that's to say that one I want it at channel. Was it 7? So that's the middle, and there's just a 3-position switch. So when it's there, I want it to servo trim. And I'm not sure. Oh, I'm not sure if you can do this, but we'll give it a go. So that would be channel 7, but this I want it up here. You can make this smaller and larger. So if I want it to servo trim, so that's the that position. If I want it middle position, it will fire this one, which would then servo auto trim. And if I go for the top position, it will fire this. So anything in the blue area, it will act. You need to that shouldn't. I won't save because it goes blue when it's activating. So let's just get rid of those, and I'll show you on here. As you can see, it goes blue when it's armed, When it's not armed, it will go grey. So it's a good way of testing. And as you can see, that little icon up there comes up to warn you that motor is arming. So you know, they have thought about a lot on this INAV, I must admit. Adjustments, yes, we can make adjustments to the channels. Obviously GPS and mission call we don't need to go to. OSD, now I thought it'd be really cool if you actually saw your camera, but you don't. Obviously OSD is just we'll go through this when I get the HDMI, either a screen or something else, so we can actually have a look to what we're doing, but I haven't got one, and I'll try, and looking through the goggles is a pain in the bum. I think you're going to have to wait to the last one, I think, yes, but trust me, it all works. But that is all I did. Yeah, it's simple as that, and I'm flying. You can see up here, but it's in blue, it's working. So I've got GPS, I've got barometer, accelerator and gyro. It's all there. On here, this is a picture that I was let's move my mouse out of the way, that I was going by. So you can see here, I've got buzzer and LEDs down here. If you can see my mouse going around, that's what I probably will connect. I've got like a board that's got the buzzer and LED on the same board, so you know, that's handy to have if you've gone into some long grass and you can't see it for some reason or whatever. Nice little strobe light, and the dog. Yes, the dog's on the barking tip. Yes, don't worry about the dog. It's just saying yes, yes. It's all wired good. That's what it's saying. So here's a camera. Yeah, this one only does one camera. So the next one up from the 405 wing, which I can't remember, I will flash up probably about now what one it is. 7.2 something, and that has two cameras. This only has one camera input. Didn't add the Bluetooth, didn't add digital airspeed. I've got here the OLED, which maybe can go to a little screen. Obviously we have got the tramp AV for here, and this is all the ports copied exactly the same as with the camera. I copied exactly the same. Didn't need on the GPS, we didn't use the compass. Didn't need the compass, and if we just go back, I don't know if you can see the actual cables. If you can see now, the compass here, we've got this, the orange and white on these, so we use the red, black, green and yellow, and the orange and white with a compass. As I say, on here it's a different color, but if you look at the paperwork, it tells you what is a TXRX and everything else, and that's how I connected it. So this is a rough guide really. Here it tells you, like, you know, you got S1, S2, S3 or 4 for your fixed swing. So channel 3 becomes your left aileron, and the channel 4 becomes your right aileron. And obviously these can be all your switches down here. And then motor, we've only got one motor, which I've left at channel 1. Now there may be more that I could do here. Let's use the trackpad and make it smaller. But that's basically how we got it to work. Okay, we're back. No, I'm not about to play the violin. I just thought I would put this ZOHD XL in shot. Okay, that is basically a build. We've still got a bit more in depth to go on the INAV. But we've got our radio working, everything's working. I will wait until I get either a receiver or a screen to show you the actual OSD. You know, so we can bring up the Fox Air OSD, because we've got that little the button thing in there. Also, you know, we can have a look at the Tramp AV as well. Bring that, you know, the Tramp AV, it's got a little switch on the side that you can change modes and everything else, or it's got that extra kind of aerial that we didn't plug in, if you remember, and that's for like a wand. So if you're really in your you know, a race, or maybe, you know, there's a lot of people around you, you can change channels and all sorts of lovely stuff with a wand. I'm probably not going to get a wand until maybe I get really into FPV. Maybe I'll get a quadcopter, who knows. But for now, she's ready. The GPS works fantastic. I wish I could show you. I'll show you at the field maybe. You know, I don't want to show you exactly where I live because, you know, not everybody's honest out there. And they'll be going, oh yeah, there's a guy around here that's got a few planes, so let's go see him. You know, if they want, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so we've got the radio working. We could fly tomorrow with probably the way it is. Whether I could fly it as FPV, I don't know. I would wait until I get all my settings correct. It's rather hard. Well, I couldn't actually because I can't see in the goggles properly. Because I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't know. Maybe my eyes are too wide apart. Who knows? But well, I want to get that going. I want to go for it. You know, it's brilliant to actually see the camera on the front of the ZOHD. And the good thing is that I got the I got it right where it was. And the good thing about it, if you can see, it doesn't poke out. So if it does hit a tree, it's not going to break. I mean, God forbid if it hit a tree, but if it did hit a tree, it's not going to break the camera. Well, it probably would. It'd probably crumble. But you've got to try and protect these things, haven't you? But it is a sexy looking wing. It is a fixed wing. It's more of an aeroplane than a wing. I don't know. It's not really, because it hasn't got any rudders. I don't know. Would you call it an aeroplane or would you call it a fixed wing? It's a bit of both. But I tell you what, I like it. We will be revisiting this. It won't be the next video. We've got a couple of videos, and also there is something else on its way. But I need to get a screen. So once we get that screen, we can look at the OSD. We can go through a bit more on the INAV. I would have done a bit more research on the switching and stuff, and you know, we get everything working properly so it can fly itself, get the gyro working and all that sort of lovely stuff. But I really wanted to get this out to show you that it didn't go up in smoke. It worked, and I'm really happy with it. So until then, have a great Saturday feeling. Hopefully a lot of you would have got out today and would have flown some airplanes, and you're back discharging your batteries, packing all your stuff away and sitting down having a giggle about what you did. Or, you know, you're still done everything, I'm done, and now you're down a, well, you're not down a pub, because obviously we're still not allowed to do that in lockdown 2020. But maybe you're online with your buddies and having a beer, laughing about the day's events. Hopefully not many of you have crashed your airplanes. I hope none of you have, but it happens. Hopefully you've all come home satisfied that you've kept the social distances and enjoyed this lovely hobby. So my name's Chris, and I still not got out yet, but I'm going to enjoy a Saturday afternoon, evening, playing around with this ZOHD a bit more. So until the next video, keep safe, keep your distance, keep alive, and we'll see you soon. See you now. Bye bye.